So there I was, having a nice, relaxing morning when I see a notification in my Discord server. I wonder what that could be. Okay, don't freak out. This is not a drill. Stay calm. I was ready for this. Deep breaths, Kirby fan. Deep breaths. I called it. I called that an ability burrows underground. It was animal, but I called it. I can't believe one of my predictions was right. Okay, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Hi, I am Kirby fan, and I am losing my mind over Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Have been since it was announced. So, when the trailer dropped, of course I would lose my mind, correct prediction or not. So, naturally, only makes sense, I had to pick the trailer apart and show off as many cool things as I could find. If you enjoyed the video, don't make the like button forgotten and click it. Let me know in the comments how excited you are, or, of course, if I missed anything, and ring the notification bell after subscribing to be notified whenever I upload Forgotten Land content. There's plenty more to come, so with that being said, let's get to the analyzing. First, I always have to say it, seeing the E10 rating on a Kirby game, absolutely hilarious, always makes me laugh. Seeing as how this is a cutscene though, there's not too much to pick apart here, although it is a very good looking cutscene, very Star Allies-esque. What's next is much more exciting though, so let's get right into that. Bomb confirmed! Again, we already knew this because there were Poppy Brothers Jr. enemies in the last trailer, but still, always nice to see. The bombs have kind of a slick redesign too, and whoa. Hold on. Look at how fast Kirby is chugging these things. That's way faster than they ever have, at least for throwing them. Never change, Star Allies. Anyway, I went frame by frame to see how long it took for Kirby to pull out a bomb, throw it, and then pull out another one. Frame by frame like this isn't always perfect, at least on like YouTube trailers, but every time that I did it here, I got around 12 to 14 frames, and that is absolutely insane. And depending on the damage, Bomb could still be a serious threat against the bosses. Maybe they just want Bomb to be totally unhinged. We'll see. Moving on, an actual new ability confirmation, Tornado. Someone in my Discord is very happy right now, you know who you are. Anyway, this sign next to Tornado adds up with what we saw in the last trailer. Whoever these people are, they really don't like Kirby. This could be a reactive kind of thing. Kirby got there, this Forgotten Land was apparently members only, and now they want Kirby dead, or it could be lore related. Again, hard to tell, but while I assume most want a more lore-related reason, I think the simple explanation of these villagers or whatever being really cranky is hilarious, and I'm sticking with it. Tornado, though! Ability! A little detail I super adore is that you can see this Blade Knight stuck inside of the tornado. He is suffering, and that is what we love to see. A less humorous detail I noticed was how the bombs interacted with this crate. As is to say, it looks like they roll right past it. Tornado seems pretty far away though, and the crate clearly explodes, meaning either Tornado's range is huge, or the bombs actually do explode when coming in contact with the crate. Or they only break the crate if they explode near it, again, who knows, but Tornado being that big is the answer that I am going to go with. The Poppy Bros do get sucked into it from pretty far away, and like we saw with Bomb, abilities are probably going to be pretty crazy. The goodies keep coming though, because we have yet another ability confirmation, Hammer. There's not much to say on Hammer itself, other than that giant swing still looks totally broken. But look at this, when Kirby hits this Sir Kibble, there's a soda can. Or maybe it's just a kind of canned food. Look at Kirby pushing for better health, if it's a canned vegetable. Anyway, no, not everything canned is healthy. Regardless of what's inside the can, you know Kirby's eating it, so let's ask the most pressing questions. Where did it come from? What does it do? And is this like food in the other games? The first question has a pretty simple explanation. Either this is just a normal food drop like in all of the other games, or this spot on the ground needs to be hit in order for it to pop out. As for what they do, again, one of two things. Either they restore health like in all the other games, or they're a collectible. Think along the lines of the bananas we saw in the last trailer. This can here doesn't have the shine that they do, but as we see right here, this banana doesn't have one either. So this is either really just food like in the other games and I am super overthinking this, or they got rid of the shine. Speaking of underthinking though, 5 FPS bouncy. Crash confirmed. Crash being a single-use move, there's not much to comment on, although if we have Sleep and Crash, Mike is basically guaranteed. I don't know, more importantly, look at this walrus, or a seal, I don't actually know, but look, it's so cute, I love it. Also, here are some glunks, that one's for you, Kirby speedrunners. The next big drop is technically something that we've had since Kirby Superstar, but is still exciting for a 3D Kirby game, co-op. Bandana D joins Kirby as the two cause even more mayhem than before. Somehow. Bandana D being here likely means that he's going to be the spear of this game, and while you never know, I am concerned that you won't be able to use them for the actual main game. If piggybacking comes back, it might not be too big of an issue, I don't know. Or, you know, we could just use characters other than Kirby in the single player, but we'll see. Even more important than problems that games have had since New Super Mario Bros. Wii, though, is that it's only on screen for 3 frames, so I can't blame you for missing it. Bandana D goes to throw a spear, and reticle. In my new moves video for every ability series, I had commented, I think, question mark, during the Archer video, that abilities would have a reticle to help you see where you're shooting. When the ESRB confirmed that for the mystery gun ability, and we're getting there, don't worry, I figured it would be for every ability of its kind, and sure enough, that is the case. Glad to see that they know the basics of 3D games. There's not much else to mention here, although the Waddlecopter being here is always hype. But right after that, we not only see new bird enemies, but also this little fella. According to Nintendo Life, I know they're very clickbaity, and I hate to trust them, but this is actually in the article itself, so I choose to believe them. Their name is Elfilin. Good to know. It seems to be this game's equivalent to Ribbon from Kirby 64. More importantly, while we've been speculating on a lot of the collectibles up to this point, one that we know for sure are Waddle Dees. Save them from cages and take them back to Waddle Dee Town, which is a really cute looking hub world, by the way. I am super excited to explore this place and see what it has to offer, 5 FPS butterflies and all. Yeah, look, I'm not the type who minds this frame rate stuff, but you gotta be ready for the annoying people that are gonna whine about it. Anyways, before we go overboard on the hype train again, let's pick apart what the trailer actually shows us. I know it's hard, but we have to stay focused. First, there's this house with the sword head on it. Obviously, this is going to have something to do with copy abilities, but what specifically? Is that house sword related because the wise Waddle Dee browsed Twitter and saw sword was the most popular ability? Clearly, did not see my copy ability spotlight on sword. Not all that wise, if you ask me. Anyways, is it because you can get abilities from there? Or is it going to be my bold prediction? Not really because I think it's accurate, but because I entirely want it. Is this going to be like the Return to Dreamland challenge stages? I mean, this would just be the sword challenge stage, of course, more would be unlocked, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I don't think this is going to be the case, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. There's the Kirby Cafe minigame, and while I wish Kirby wore the Kirby Cafe hat, this is still pretty great. They eat Kirby Cafe food anyway, so the nod is still there. Also, Misadventures of Tronbon vibes, anyone? No? Just me? I just want Mega Man Legends 3 already. Also, let me get this straight. There's a fishing minigame you can use online to see what the most popular abilities are. There's a gacha game in here. This is Kirby Fire Emblem. Seriously though, this has to be both the craziest and most hilarious coincidence. Moving on now, considering there's so much we still have to cover, when Kirby jumps onto the Warp Star, we see this in the back. This is very clearly an arena of sorts, but is it the same arena that we're used to? We'll get back to this, but considering that it's likely unlocked before you beat the game, I am assuming no, although it could become the boss rush arena we know and love after clearing the game. It's a possibility. Next up on our ever-growing list, the world map. We've had confirmation from a Japanese press event or something that the game would have levels, but it's good to see it in action all the same. I was rooting for levels from the start, so this is fine with me. the levels have red stars above them, which I just figure is a mark to let you know that this is, in fact, a level that you can enter. Help make things clearer, you know? That said, them specifically being red makes me think that they could also function like the doors in Kirby's Adventure. When they're red, there's still a switch to find, and if it's orange, you're all done. There could be all kinds of unlockables in the game, and this would be a good way to keep you up to snuff on what you need. This had me stumped for a while, but again, we'll get back to it. Oh, the suspense. I am so good at this. I don't think that this is the world map, considering that we can see enemies, and the camera angle is all, whoa, I'm so cool and different. So maybe it's a level intro of sorts? Those are cool. I'd welcome them as long as we can skip them on revisits. That said, who cares? New abilities, we're in there. Yes, 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 yes. Thanks to the official website, we know the names of these too. This first one here is Jill, and I'm sorry, I know I keep harping this, but I actually predicted it. Listen, this is actually exactly what I said it would be. It's insane. The ability itself looks super fun. Stealth is always fun, except not really, but it looks fun here. But we only get to see the one move in action, so I'm hoping once the game comes out proper, we can see it in all of its real splendor. But the ability I think we've all been waiting for, Ranger. They finally did it. First, they gave us classic Kirby with a knife in Star Allies, and now, Kirby has a gun. And let me be among the first to say, this ability looks so fun. The basic shot may be a bit too much like Archer, but the range is huge. I am not sure what the trade-off is. For all we know, the trade-off is that Archer is gone, but let's not think bad thoughts, okay? But for what Archer has in defense and speed, Ranger seems to have in strength and versatility. Archer isn't a weak ability either, so I'm hoping things like this giant blast pack one heck of a punch. I am also in love with what looks like its aerial dash attack, not because it actually looks like a dash attack that speeds things up or whatever, but just because it looks really funny. I love how cute Kirby games get with what the abilities can do, and it looks like Ranger is no exception. Also, there's a shooting reticle in a Kirby game, like an actual gun shooting one. We've seen everything. There isn't too much left to pick apart with the trailer. I love the scope. This game is going to look amazing on an actual monitor instead of YouTube. And oh my god, look, it's Wispy. I wonder how many roots we're gonna see in this fight. That one's for you, Kirby's Dream Land 2 speedrunners. But the last big thing is, hey, it's Meta Knight. He's here, and his mask is very dirty. Get that cleaned. Present yourself better. Gosh. But what makes this interesting? This isn't an arena. You know, like the one we saw earlier. Once those pieces clicked, my brain went into overdrive and came up with this. The arena is there for you to fight regular enemies, and as you progress, characters like Meta Knight show up. Beat them in a fight, and you can use them in the main game or something. Well, the website says you can only use Bandana D, but maybe that's just avoiding spoilers. Maybe they just be playable in a minigame or something. I don't know. Maybe it's this game's equivalent of guest star allies. The potential for characters to show up is huge. Adeline and Ribbon could beat the heck out of you. Day-to-Day could get a proper 3D battle. Magalore could throw gem apples at you. Oh no, is the gacha going to allow you to spend real-life money and buy gem apples? Please, no. The closing note of this trailer is probably the most exciting part. Chilling out and getting a tan with Waddle Dees. Game of the year easy. A March 25th release date. That really can't come soon enough. So clearly this trailer was amazing, but would you believe me if I said there's more info that came out today that the trailer didn't cover? The Nintendo Life article had some stuff, but I already mentioned everything big, aside from the enemies being called the Beast Pack, and the website, again, aside from what's been said, hasn't really added much. But the Japanese Kirby Twitter went pretty nuts today. Again, most of this stuff we already know. Love that they just reused Bandana D's Kirby Fighters 2 render, but got rid of the angry eyes, by the way. Gotta love Kirby. But we got renders for Drill and Ranger, and yeah, they look amazing. There's some other things like the UI being showcased, which is super neat, although it's a bit bland by Kirby standards. I'm kind of hoping it's different for single player, honestly. But see this screenshot here? Does this remind you of something on the world map? Yeah. I have no idea what it means, if this screenshot is just a cutscene or whatever, but I'll take a shot in the dark and say that these are Mario Galaxy Comet-style challenges. Whatever it does mean, I just can't wait to find out. Gosh, I can't wait for this game. Well, that's all I've got for you guys today. This is going to be an absolutely insane game, and not only will I be playing it like crazy once it comes out, but the content before then will keep on coming too. So be sure to subscribe and ring that bell if you want to see more. I've been Kirby Fan. This wait for Forgotten Land is unhealthy, and I'll see you around. Bye!